How's everybody doing? All right, so a lot of these songs I'll be playing for you, they're mostly songs that have been passed along since before music was recorded, and that happens to be my primary interest in music, and we'll talk about that a little more. Well, now, this here is a song about the Rock Island Line. Now, the Rock Island Line is a long railroad spur that runs from Rock Island, Illinois, all the way down to a little switchyard just south of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, all along the Rock Island Line, they got these little things they call toll booths. You got to stop there, and if you got certain things on board, you got to pay a toll. And if you got other things on board, why, you ain't got to pay no toll. Well, it just so happened, one day, this old engine driver come up on the toll booth. He was an old engineer. He had a glass eye with a windshield wiper and a wooden leg with a kickstand. He had him a pet gator, sat alongside of him, and one day this old pet gator had drug him a hobo down a culvert just south of Natchez as a famous engineer and his famous gator. Well, as it happened, he come up along that toll booth. He slowed down a little bit, and the toll booth operator said, "Hey boy, what you got on board?" Well, the engine driver, he scratched his head a second. He said, "I got a livestock, I got sheep, I got pigs, I got cows, I got mules, I got all livestock." Well, toll booth operator, he said, "I suppose that'll be all right. Since all you got on board is livestock, you ain't got to pay no toll. Why don't you just go on by?" Well, old engine driver said, "Thank you very much, Mr. Toll Booth Operator. I reckon I'll be on my way." Well, that old train had a coal tender with a steam motor. It had a man called the fireman that shoveled the coal on the boiler that made her go. He told his firemen to shove a little more coal on that boiler, and they started picking up a little bit of steam. Started picking up a little bit of speed, rolling on down the road. Well, they got about a quarter mile, and that engine driver, he rolled down the window. That was one of the first trains that had a roll-down window. And he turned around, he looked at that toll booth operator, and he started singing him a song that went something like this. Well, I fooled you, I got pig iron, I got all pig iron. Well, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, she's a road to ride. Well, if you ride, I gotta ride it like you wanna get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. Well, it's cloudy in the west and it looked like rain. Along the road come a passenger train, southbound train on the northbound track. Don't look now, she ain't coming back. Well, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, she's a road to ride. Well, if you ride, I gotta ride it like you finally get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. Well, the engine driver said, "Before I die, there's 2 more drinks I'd like to try." Conductor said, "What could they be?" "That's a hot cup of coffee and a cold glass of tea." Well, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, Rock Island Line, she's a road to ride. Well, if you ride, I gotta ride it like you finally get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. Thank you. Thank you. That's called the Rock Island Line.
Aloha, Mr. Rich. What or who inspired you to become a musician?
It's a good question. That'd be a lot of people. My mom is a musician. My grandmother was a musician. And my mom plays the guitar. She plays a 12-string guitar. So that was kind of always being played around the house when I was a kid. That's just what I remember from as long ago as I have recollections, is that my mom played the 12-string guitar and sang. My grandmother She played the drums in the marching band. And so as I was going into middle school, she inspired me to do the same. And I thought that sounded like a good idea, and I really got into it. I loved it. I did it all through middle school, high school. Let's see. So that would lead me to the people who inspired me a lot, and that was my music teachers, my marching band teacher, music theory teachers, people that taught me about music and had enough passion for it that they gave up their time to teach it to kids. And those people you should really be listening to because they have a lot of love for it. So those people inspired me, and I could tell you people I've known who were inspired to play music to the point that they made it their life. And one of those people I went to high school with is really, really, really famous. And I was in marching band with this person, music theory class with this person. I'm not going to drop names, but I can tell you who it is if you ask me in private. And I watched this person put the work in high school, and then ultimately made it. So those type of people continue to be inspirations for me. Everybody I run into continues to inspire me who really loves to play music, whether they're, fantastic at it or not. I mean, it's all about putting your heart into it. So those are the people that inspire me. We'll play you another old song that's been done a few times, but this particular version I'm gonna do is was recorded by Woody Guthrie. And you may know him by he wrote the song "This Land Is Your Land." You know that song? Well, this isn't it, but this is his version. He was a guy that traveled around and learned the folk songs of the country and made them his own, and told us the story of the times before and the times that he lived in, which was mostly around the 1930s is when he did his greatest work. So this is called the Buffalo Skinners. Come all you old-time cowboys and listen to my song. Please do not grow weary, I'll not detain you long, concerning some wild cowboys who did agree to go and spend a summer pleasant on the trail of the buffalo. Well, I found myself in Griffin in the spring of '83, when a well-known famous drover come a-walking up to me, saying, "How do you do, young fellow, and how would you like to go and spend a summer pleasant on the trail of the buffalo?" Well, I being out of work right then, to the drover I did say, "Going out on the Buffalo Road depends upon your pay, but if you'll pay good wages, transportation to and fro, well, I think I might go out with you on a hunt of the buffalo. Of course I'll pay good wages and transportation too, if you'll agree to work for me until the season's through. But if you should get homesick and you try to run away, you'll starve to death out on the trail and also lose your pay. Well, with all that flattering talking, he signed up quite a train. Some 10 or 12 in number, some able-bodied men. Well, our trip, it was a pleasant one as we hit that westward road, until we reached old Boggy Creek in old New Mexico. Well, it was there our pleasures ended and our troubles they began. A lightning storm had hit us and it made the cattle run. They got all full of stickers from the cactus that did grow. And outlaws tried to pick us off from the hills of Mexico. Season ended and the drover would not pay. We all ate and drank too much, you're all in debt to me. But them cowboys never had heard of such a thing as a bankrupt law. So they left that drover's bones to bleach on the plains of the buffalo. Thank you.
Mr. Rich, thank you for being here being here. What do you like most about music?
Another good question. I think what I like most about music is, there's connections from music. Like the songs I'm playing for you today are songs that people used as stories. It was before we had CDs, records, MP3s. People traveled around to work. They sang their songs. People learned those songs. They added to the songs. They shared them with each other. All different cultures added their piece to the songs, and we shared musical traditions. And we do that when we play music with other people who are passionate about music. My favorite thing to do is to play with other people who love what they're doing, and to play for people who love music. To me, it's that connection. That's what I love the most about music. And music to me is like a book. It's like a document. I like to hear the folk music of the world and hear those stories and read about those stories through those people's music. And that includes music with no words. People who only express themselves with a saxophone or with an electric guitar or with a flute or a violin or a drum. That's what I love the most about music. And I like how it connects our cultures. So I'm going to play for you a song that does that. I just played you a cowboy song from the mainland, basically, but you sort of recognize the style of that song. It comes to us from the Spanish and Portuguese type of music, and from the Mexican vaqueros, the cowboys who brought their music with them. And they didn't just bring it to the mainland, they brought it to Hawaii as well. And wherever there's native people or people that are doing things, they're sharing their musical traditions and building on it and working together. So I'll play you a song, and it's called Kila Kila Na Rough Riders. And that song, honors some cowboys from the Big Island who in the early 1900s dominated the rodeos on the world circuit. And this song honors not only those Paniolo, those cowboys, but it honors the place of Waimea where they were from, which is well worth honoring if you've ever been there. It's the most beautiful place in the world. Kila kila na rough rider, meka ua kipu upu, meka nani upu ukalani, meka ha ukalana kila, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai. Akahi loa e au ike maka na rough rider kahulu akahi, inu anu ika vai ani e ma'u ika pu'u ke mone, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai. Hano vale na cowboy e maku ui no palio, lena pono i e ke olili i ka lai o papuki a hui, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai. I'm gonna try that verse again. Hano vale na cowboy e maku no hui ka lio, lena pono oi ka ula ili i ka lai ka pipi a hui, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai. Kila na rough riders, meka ua kipu upu, meka nani upu ukalani, meka hai ukalana kila, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai, huye ha, hui kone kone kapu vai. Thank you.
What advice do you have for students interested in music?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good question. Like I said earlier, listen to your music teachers. Learn while you have people who are willing to sit in front of you and teach you about music and do it because they love to do that. Take advantage of that. Ask them questions. Absorb their mana'o and what they have to tell you. The other thing would be, advice. Listen to different types of music and learn about them. Don't get stuck in one type of music. Music is a vast world of information, and there are very good musicians from every type of music, from classical to jazz, to hip hop, to you name it. They're all worth listening to and at least learning from them. My other advice would be for you to, now I've had a little bit of enough success that I've been happy. I've been able to go out at night and make, a couple $100. That never hurts. And to have a good time, to be able to travel, to be able to do different things through music. And I consider that success and making people happy. In the end, that's what it's about. You can learn your scales, learn the fundamentals of the instrument that you want to pick up, but never lose sight of the fact that you should be music. To be successful in music, you have to make people feel good. And one thing that makes people feel good is to see someone who knows how to play their instrument, but is speaking from their heart, who isn't afraid to make mistakes, and who is really, playing with their heart. Don't forget the heart. The brain is important. You want to learn your fundamentals, and you want to have that to fall back on, just like when you're learning to ride your bike. But, you remember you got up on your bike, you took the training wheels off, you learned how to balance. Then you started building ramps and jumping your bike. Well, I did anyway. And that's what you want, but you weren't thinking anymore about how to balance. It's just like your scales is your balance. And then you take chances, speak from your heart when you play your instrument. And that really translates well, I think. And that's what most successful musicians, by however they measure success, is because they're doing what they believe in, and they're doing it the way that they believe in. So I'm going to play for you, it's just a song I really like. It's by a woman named Elizabeth Cotton, and she wrote this sometime in probably the 1920s. She was an older woman by the time she recorded her music, but she had written this as someone about you guys' age. And in particular, Elizabeth Cotton, I like the heart that she sings and plays with and makes her music. And I really like her style of picking the guitar. And when I was learning to finger pick the guitar, Elizabeth Cotton was one of the people I admired and tried to emulate. So this was kind of my training wheels song, but I still love to play it and sing it. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell them which train I'm on, so they won't know what route I go. When I'm dead and in my grave, no more good times here I'll crave. Places stones at my head and feet, and tell them all I've gone to sleep. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell them what train I'm on, so they won't know what route I've gone. When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down on old Chestnut Street, so I can hear that old number 9 when she goes rolling by. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell them which train I'm on, so they won't know what route I can go. Thank you, guys. Oh, that was fun playing with you guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming.